What's up, my case says? Yes, it's your girl case says the Oracle back in the building with another banger. Your favorite psychic bestie, me in the building. What's up, Gang? Thank you for pulling up. Thank you for watching my show. Period. So, guys, this is another installment about Steve. All right. Excuse me. This time we're talking about Steve's relationship with his son Winton. We're taking it all the way back to when he was married to his second wife, Mary. Do y'all remember that in the news? It was like this whole bitter relationship. Even like when we saw her, we was like, she kind of funny looking. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this, we was really judging her, and we was really like going with what the media was saying about her. And then eventually Steve took the lady, and it was like allegations. Like it was so much stuff swirling around. So I want to revisit that whole thing again, and it's startling what has come up and how my perception of the whole situation has changed. Because back then, I could give a fuck less. I wasn't aware of my gift. And again, that's in people business. But this has a different connotation. This is the year of the truth being revealed, the expose. So following suit, we're on to Steve right now. Okay. And the stuff that came out that I found out through my research is startling. Okay. So I can't wait to let y'all hear that. So this first part will definitely be for YouTube, okay? And then the second part will be for Patreon, okay? Period. So first thing off, let's pull up Winton. I didn't put him in my computer, so just bear with me 1 second. My electronics been acting up and shit anyway. So this is him when he was younger, okay? This is him when he was younger. So this is primarily who we're going to be talking about when he was younger. We're going to show you him when he was old, when he's older now. 1 second. He's grown to be a very handsome guy. Oh, when they come into focus. It's like these are all shaky as hell. Okay. This is him and Steve right here in a photo. Two. And this is when it was Winton and Lori and Marjorie and him. It was just these. I believe it was just primarily these particular kids that were like in the media or something like that. I don't know if it was other kids at the time that was like in the Harvey house. I don't think the girls and the other kids was in the Harvey house. It was just these two kids from what I can ascertain. I could be wrong about that, but I'm trying to picture better photos of him. But it's like all the photos was tripping. Here go another photo of Winton, right? Very handsome guy, right? Okay. So it was an allegation that Steve was brutally beating Winton on certain occasions in under the disguise that he was disciplining him for certain things that was happening at school. And this is discipline. I'm fathering him. I'm parenting him. But Winton didn't feel that way about what he was doing. He eventually, I guess, partnered up with his mom, and they went to the cops, and they were telling the cops what was happening. But it seemed to be more than just the beatings, because once they got to the police station, they saw bruises on his buttocks, on his thighs, a cut on his lower leg, visible proof that he has been in some type of physical altercation of some sort, right? Like some type of physical, something has happened to him. Somehow that got flipped. This is public knowledge. This got flipped to where the case got thrown out. Then Steve went to divorce Mary, and then used this whole what he painted as a botched witch hunt against Mary, Winton's mom, his second wife, and took Winton, stripped her of custody, divorced her, and she was kicked out from the lifestyle. I don't even think she got alimony payments, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. Because what I'm trying to say is really not the crux of what we're going to be talking about this evening, okay? It seemed to me that the allegations in Texas may have been some sexual allegations in there, but we'll get to it in just a second. But then I'm going to let y'all hear a 10-minute conversation from Mary herself. Okay, it was crazy how we was dismissing what a mother had to say. I guess like the adults back then was dismissing what a mother had to say. Like she's there. Okay, like this is her child, right? I know a lot of mothers could be astray, but I mean, I don't know if people gave Mary the benefit of the doubt, to be honest. I don't. I think everybody loves Steve, so we just wanted Steve to be right. And it's just like, oh, you're just somebody that's trying to take Steve down. You're just a gold digger. You just on a witch hunt. Like this whole thing. But now that my perspective is different, I'm older, right? And I could really take in the details of what's happened in this story. I'm seeing something totally different. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say the prayer. God, protect my energy, put a fiery wall of protection around me, my home, my family, and fancy. Allow me to see and hear the messages clearly. Take my bias out of the reading. Angels, ancestors, I appreciate your love, guidance, wisdom, and protection. Also, put a fiery wall of protection around all my kids, and welcome to an O, and send them love and life for their highest good. Amen. I don't know if I played that intro, but it's time to play that intro. 6 minutes in. I think I played it, but I don't know. I'm going to play it again. If I did it. I don't think I did. Period. We needed that whole 6-minute intro because it's a lot going on to this case. It's a lot going on to this story. So these initial claims that Winton made against Steve, did it involve sexual allegations? Because according to the mom, it was something like that. And according to Winton, it was something like that in there. So let's see. Angels, ancestors. Hold on. Let me look up. So this was back in 2013. And Winton was 11. Horrendous child abuse allegations. Horrendous. Okay, so angels, ancestors. When Winton was 11, was Steve, around the time when Winton was 11, was Steve Harvey sexually abusing Winton? Couldn't get it out. These cards flew. Meditation brings answers in the near future. You're ready. Bottom of the deck, situation will improve. With Steve Harvey sexually abusing Winton? Recovery. A year from now. Extra angels. Romance energy. Reconsider. Don't stop. Okay, let me ask it a different way. Angels, ancestors, was Steve Harvey sexually grooming his 11-year-old son? Was Steve Harvey sexually grooming his 11-year-old son? Period. Because if something better lets me know that at that time, it may not have been sexual abuse hardcore how we would think, but it was the beginning of it. It was the grooming process. If you know about not, I guess, textbook sexual abuse, it normally starts with a grooming process from the predator to the prey, or the abuser to the victim, however you want to look at it. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. It was like a grooming. So in the grooming process, it could be a lot of things. It could be touches, and this is my speculation at this point. It could be certain touches. It could be giving them beer and sneaking behind the mom's back. Don't tell anybody. It could be the introduction to porn. It could be introduction to some type of sex worker or a sexual act being invited in the presence of his dad or something like that, had been exposed to some type of sex content or sexual nature at too young of an age. Let's see, it could be like stories, anything that's almost like not necessarily penetration. It's almost like sexual abuse foreplay, if you will. So just trying to shape it in your mind. Let's see. So Angel's ancestors was Steve Harvey showing Winton porn at 11. Was Steve Harvey showing Winton porn? It started like a year ago, from like around maybe age 10. And then it kind of continued after that once he got custody. Did Steve Harvey touch Winton around the age of 11 inappropriately? Did he touch him in a sexual nature inappropriately? Tell me more. Did he touch him in a sexual nature inappropriately? We have romance card bottom of the deck. It's just like it's kind of giving porn. I don't know about touching him, but it was like, I don't know if it was like, it was porn, but it was like, I don't know. Also, it was like touches that you could describe away as like a parental affection, but if we saw it happen in front of us, we would get a nasty feeling, like something ain't right about that. Like almost like how when Will Smith was kissing his son, it's like vibes like that. Like if you want to look at it from the scope that it's playful, it's innocent, it's a father-son, you could be understood. But then if you also picked up a weird vibe, you were also understood and you weren't wrong for feeling that. So it's the same thing here with this grooming process that took place. Let's see. I feel like there might have been liquor involved. Angel's ancestors, Steve Harvey used to give Winton liquor behind his mom's back around 11. Yeah, and at first he didn't take it. But then he started to, then he started to keep, like he kept offering it. He sipped it a couple of times and he kind of liked it a few times. Okay, right. And then eventually he didn't want it anymore. Right. He didn't want the liquor anymore because I don't know what was happening once Steve was giving him this liquor or whatever. Angel's ancestors, was Steve Harvey filming when he would beat Winton? Was Steve Harvey filming when he would beat Winton? Listen to your intuition, because what even made me ask that question is a vision I had just got in my head. It's almost like some things Winton doesn't remember, because it was like, I think Steve gave him stuff to either knock him out or Winton passed out from being drunk. But there's video and there could be photos of Winton in inappropriate situations that he knows nothing about, because he was knocked out due to something that Steve gave him when he was around the age of 11. Is what I'm seeing true? Yes, and Steve was getting paid for this. Pull me up to the next thing, where Steve's wife, Mary, said that Steve went out of town one time. This is something that you can find out on your own to verify. Steve's wife, Mary, said that Steve went out of town for a point of time. It was a secret room that Steve used to have in the house. Okay, this is when they all lived together, right? It was a secret room in the house. They found out it had like a code to the room, so you couldn't just walk in the room. So while he was gone, her, I don't know, just her and somebody else, but she figured out the code and got in the room. Now let me tell you what was in the room. What do you think was in the room? What do you think was in the room? Stop the video and put it in the comment section. What do you think was in the room? I'm gonna give you time to go to the comment section. The best on point answer I'm gonna find and like at this point. Like, make sure you, I don't know how to verify if you really stopped and did it, but anyways, I'm gonna tell you. What Steve Harvey's wife Mary said she saw in this behind this code protected room was a big dirty desk. She said a big, a big, a big jar of Vaseline and a computer. And she said she went through the computer. And what do you think she found on that computer? A whole bunch of men. Men. Naked men, big fat men, ugly men, old men, men. Angel's ancestors did she see Winton's pictures on that computer? Did Mary see Winton's pictures on that computer? She saw those pictures, but she acted like she didn't. She acted like she didn't at that time. If I really gave into spirit, it's like I felt disgusted. I could cry. I felt betrayal. I felt shocked. I felt that state of shock you feel when you find out you've been lied to this whole time. Utter betrayal. Sickness, like disgust. Yeah. It feels emotional because if I let spirit take, I would get emotional. I would cry. It's like I want to have some type of physical response that she had at that moment, but I'm fighting it right now. But the mom saw something that was completely disgusting on that computer. I'm seeing her vision right now, and it's just, and I'm not trying to go to, I don't want to see too much. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to see this shit. I'm just letting y'all know enough that this is real. Okay? This is real. This is real. This really happened. How she tries to get more information. Let me ask did she confront Steve? Angel's ancestors, did Mary confront Steve about what she found in that room? Did Mary confront Steve about what she found in that room? He paid her off. He paid her off. He paid her off. He paid her off. And then later, he knew that essentially it would turn into blackmail in his own home. So he had to what? Get her before she got him. And make her out to be the bad guy. See, if you believe this person, this is the vibe from this card. Do you believe this person? Made her out to be somebody questionable when she was definitely somebody that was very verified is the word you could say. She went from verified to questionable. I don't know if I could trust her. So it's like once you did that to her image and her character, anything that came out would be questioned. Because it's like our introduction to her was like, she's like some type of gold digger. She going after Steve, boom, boom, boom. So anything after that would be like a get back. So we would question its truthfulness. It was all systematic. I'm trying to separate myself from that vision, her emotions. It's fucked up. It's so fucked up. I can't even imagine. My heart really, like, even though like she took the route with the paying off shit, it's just that I don't even want to be in that predicament, that initial predicament that you knew. And it's like all of you allow all that other stuff to consume you. Now, it was a lot of, now you up against a machine at that point. So again, I'm not judging her. I can't judge nobody, but I don't know. That shit fucked up. So from there, I'm gonna let you hear this 10-minute conversation with this interview Mary is having with somebody named, I'm not going to give away her name, but, and it's very telling. Okay, so listen, I don't know if I'm going to allow my YouTube people to listen to the whole thing, but you know, this is a very juicy conversation. Let's see. 1 second. Let's cue it back up.
I was with you when that happened, though, because just to know that a dude gonna bite his baby on the butt, that don't even sound right.
No, I don't. Winston was, he was young. This was before me and Steve got divorced.
Now, this is Mary's voice.
So, 2004, maybe, somewhere in there. Maybe even younger than that. So, but then, you know, I wasn't shocked. I mean, when she said that to me, it just kind of just, you know, she said, I'm married. I don't know how he meant that. And she said, I'm just telling you, that's what he told me one time. That his dad had beat him on his butt. Now, obviously, it made Winston feel some kind of way, or he would have told his, you know, his, I don't know, auntie, niece does, or whatever darn is to him.
Yeah.
You know? Because why would he need to repeat that? You know, after, why bring that up?
Well, why?
What daddies do you know just bite their boys on their butts? For what? Even with football players, they pat each other on the butt and go about their business. What is the bite about? But she didn't say nothing shocking to me.
So this is around age 8, 9, 10.
I know my son. I know his face. I see his face. You know your children.
But you know, I noticed when I kept saying he was a serial cheater, you kept saying a sexual predator. Those are two different things. And
I know.
Oh, okay. But I said, so that base was telling.
So she talking about Steve. She's saying that Mary was referencing Steve as a serial cheater. No, the friend was referencing Steve as a serial cheater, and Mary was like, no, he's more like a sexual predator. So I just want to make sure you knew who they're talking about in this part of the conversation.
In my mind, Mary, I felt like something happened because you said sexual predator. Again, I thought about when you said you had to snatch him out there when Steve standing in front of him butt naked. None of that sound right. Like, you know, are you down or down low? I mean,
it's getting pretty crazy. Let me make. That was a technical difficulty. 1 second. Hold on. Now, Winston is their only child. This is Steve's only child with Mary, okay? Let me continue. I want to just give the
10 years old.
That's when she said that to me.
Kept saying he was a serial cheater. You kept saying a sexual predator. Those are two different things. And
I know.
Oh, okay. Because I said, so that base was telling me in my mind, Mary, I felt like something happened because you said sexual predator. Again, I thought about when you said you had to snatch him out there when Steve standing in front of him butt naked. None of that sound right. Like, you know, are you down or down low? I mean, what's up? You know, come on now.
Yes, he is. Didn't I say that early on when we met? Yes, he is.
Steve on the down low? Dang!
Yes.
But though, damn, I mean, that would make me want to snatch my baby too, because I seen Winton, right?
Why do you think I was so upset when they took Winton back up there? If he tried to do that to Stephen, and Stephen was 17, what you think he been doing to Winton? And Winton ain't nowhere Steve's size. You know, he's a little boy. He's a little boy. And he's a young, like I said in my video, Winston's been a kind, sweet little boy his whole life. And for you to take somebody, it's like if you got a virgin little girl and somebody snatches that little girl and just rapes her at 9 and 10. She's supposed to get over that? Oh, I'm 30, so I done got over it. Look at all the stuff your parents did to you, Essie. That stuff you did, okay, Essie 50 years old, so she done got past that. No, she hadn't.
No.
No more than I have, no more than any other woman that's been raped and attacked. So I'm speaking my truth. I'm speaking. If Winton don't ever talk to me no more in life, that's Winton's choice. But I'm speaking my truth about.
So, y'all, this is a 10-minute conversation. If you want to hear the rest, the full conversation about Mary spilling this tea, then definitely check me out over there on Patreon. All right. Thank you for viewing. This was a first part sneak peek for YouTube into how far Steve has went with his son. If you want to hear more about this reading with the part 2, it carries on over there on Patreon. Okay. Now meet me there. Beat me there. Like I always say, what? Seek the truth. Vibrate higher and carpe diem until the next time. Shit. We out. All right, so welcome back. This is my Patreon exclusive with my Patreon people. Thank you